Welcome back, students. Can you hear me? Please move to page 88, student book, page 88, at Robinson Crusoe. والله بصف السادس page 88 student book رقم سطورك. Now we have 25 lines. line 25 سطر. So one more, we are on page 88 صفحة 88 in the student book, skills time, lesson number 5, reading. Look at the text. What happened to Robinson Crusoe's ship? So Robinson Crusoe was sailing to Africa when his ship hit the rocks in a terrible storm. He swam to the shore and discovered he was the only survivor. The next day, he swam out to his shipwreck. It was on some rocks near the island. He brought back tools and other useful supplies. Then he looked for a place to build a shelter. طبعا احنا خدنا الفوكابيولاري خدناهم كاملين ولا لا؟ Yes. So we have storm, survivor, supplies, and shelter. Now let's begin. Listen carefully. اسمع كيف بقرأ. After reading, students will be read. بعد ما خلص قراءة طلاب بيقرأوا. So paragraph 1. There were some hills around me, so I decided to build myself a little house on one of them. So underline them in line number 7. Underline them. I walked to the top of the highest hill and looked down. I was very unhappy because I saw then that I was on an island. They were smaller islands, a few miles away, and after that, only the sea, just the sea, for mile after mile after mile. I was all alone. Alone, underline alone. وحيدا, I was all alone. It's an adjective, صفة. Lonely, alone. After a time, I found a little cave in the side of the hill. In front of it, there was a good place to make a home. So I used the ship sails. So he used the ship sails to make a new home. Rope and pieces of wood. Pieces of wood هي قطع من الخشب. And after a lot of hard work, I had a very fine tent. Tent هي خيمة. The cave at the back of my tent was a good place to keep my food. So I called it my kitchen. That night, I went to sleep in my new home. This is for paragraph 2. Now, paragraph number 3. The next day, I thought about the possible dangers on the island. Were there wild animals and perhaps wild people too on my island? I didn't know, but I was very afraid, خائف. كنت خائفا جدا. I was very afraid. In line number 20. So I decided to build a very strong fence. I cut down young trees and put them in the ground and also underlined them. In line number 22. Put them in the ground in half circle around the front of my tent. Half circle, نص دائرة. I used many of ship's ropes too, and in the end, my fence was as strong as a stone wall. هذا تشبيه. My fence was as strong as stone wall. كانت قوية زي الجدار الصخري. I felt safer when I had finished the fence. No one could get over it, throw it, or round it. Throw it من خلال round it أن يحيط أو إنه يلف من وراه يعني round it. Easy words. كلماتها سهلة. Now let's go back to paragraph number 1 and start reading. Okay. Read as I اقرأ زي بالضبط. تقرأ على مهلك. طلع طبعا في عندنا شوف number 1. There were some hills around me. طبعا هو قاعد بيحكي عن حاله يعني قاعد تكتب. في عندنا هنا كوما. بدك تراعي الكوما full stop. Slow down. تقرأ على مهلك. So yes, please start.
Yes, teacher, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
There were some hills around me, so I decided to build myself a little house on one of them. I walked to the top of the highest hill and looked down. I was very unhappy because I saw them that I was on an island. There were two smaller islands a few miles away, and after that, only the sea. Just the sea. For mile after mile after mile, I was all alone.
I was all alone. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Now, let's stay. خلينا موجودين على paragraph number 1. Extract from the paragraph 1 past simple. استخرج من paragraph 1 past simple.
Me?
Yes, you.
Teacher decided, walked.
Let's stay at decided, underline decided in line number 6. اكتب فوقيها V2. So this is 1. And walked in line number 7.
Teacher looked.
Looked at line number 8.
Yes.
It's also verb 2.
Just.
هو بالفكرة العامة ممكن أنا في الامتحان أجيب لك قطعة من درس دانيال ديفو روبنسون كروزو and I ask you to extract معناها استخرج. أوكي لما تشوفها في الامتحان extract from the article استخرج من المقالة extract from the article verb to adverb adjective. Can you find an adjective from paragraph number 1? Thank you يا حكم. شوف باقي الطلاب. Who wants to extract an adjective? بدي إياك تستخرج من الفقرة صفة. Can you find an adjective? Yes, Ibrahim.
Unhappy.
Excellent. 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 So unhappy is an adjective. unhappy. طلاب الصف السادس underline unhappy. اكتب فوقيها ADG. ADJ اختصار الادجكتيف. This is for paragraph number 1. Now let's move to paragraph number 2, starting with line number 12, after a time. And don't forget to give a small time when you read. بدك تعبر عن الكوماز and full stop. When you read, please loud your voice. لما تقرأ تعلي صوتك. خلي صوتك واضح. Yes, I see it يا حكم. Thank you. خلينا نرتب. هسا حماد from line 12 to 14 حط underline would. So you will start from after a time and your reading ends in would. Okay? Okay. And the student that will complete الطالب راح يكمل عنك and after a lot of hard work to the end of paragraph number 2. So you start reading now and you continue. Yes.
تيشر انا هلا بدي اقرا بس تيشر في adjective تيشر smaller adjective في paragraph number 1.
صفة مشبثة were a smaller island. مقارنة هاي. Comparatives. Yes.
After a time, I found a little cave in the side of the hill. In front of it, there was a good place to make a home. So I used the ship sails, rope and pieces of wood.
Excellent, excellent. Continue, Anas.
After a lot of hard work, I had a very thin tent. The cave at the back of my tent was a good place to keep my food, and so I called it my kitchen. That night, I went to sleep in my new home.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you both. Let's just stay at paragraph number 2 now. Can you find a verb 2 in paragraph 2? And which line? استخرج verb 2 past simple من الفقرة الثانية. أحمد المومني, can you hear me? أحمد المومني, can you hear me? محمد فارس عطوة, can you hear me? يا معطيك ask to unmute. Yes, يا براء.
Yes, teacher.
So we are now on paragraph number 2. Can you find a verb 2?
Okay. Used.
Used, which line?
Number 13.
So line number 13, طلاب الصف السادس, we have used, underline used. So I used the ship sails. So it's B2. What else can you find?
Cold.
Cold. It's also cold in
16.
line number 16. So we have also verb 2.
Mhm.
One more.
Mm,
You can find went in line number 17. That night I went to sleep in my
I.
new home. Yes. So we have also went in line number 17. We have also V2.
Mhm.
Now start reading on paragraph number 3 from line 18
Mhm.
to line 20 on question mark on my island. Yes, please.
Okay. The next day, I thought about the possible dangers on the island. Were there wild animals and pre- perhaps wild people to on my island? I didn't know. I didn't know, but it was very afraid.
So the next day, I thought about the possible dangers and Takona dangers, not dangerous, on the island. Were there wild animals and perhaps wild people? It's wild and perhaps معناها من الممكن perhaps أو يمكن perhaps two on my island. I didn't know, but I was very afraid, so I decided. نوقف عند island هون. So the student who wants to read, we will continue in line number 20. I didn't know. Hello, Ibrahim, continue. Line number 20.
Yes, teacher. Number 20.
Yes.
I didn't know, but I was very afraid. So I decided to build a very strong fence. I cut down young trees and put them in the ground in a half circle around the front of my tent. Them one also I used many of the ship's ropes too, and in the end my fence was as strong as a stone wall. I felt safer when I had finished the fence. No one could get over it, throw it, or round it.
Excellent.
Teacher,
خليك
fence.
معي. And please extract from the final paragraph. I need verb 2. Can you find a verb 2 in the last paragraph?
Thought
Thought
in
line
thought line
18.
80.
Okay, so طلاب الصف السادس underline thought, and we have verb 2. And what else can you find?
I am searched. Decided.
Yes, decided in line number 20.
In line 20.
Yes. What else?
And
We have 2 more left.
yes, I am searched.
Searched. Which line?
Finished. Line
24.
24.
Okay. And we have also one in line number 23. سطر رقم 23.
felt.
Felt.
بس.
And used.
Used? Where it is? I don't.
23. The beginning
Oh,
of the line 23, I used many of ship ropes. Can you see it?
Oh yes, I see it.
Okay.
Teacher,
Yes.
fence معناها بيت ولا ايش؟
سياج البيت.
اه
Thank you very much.
fence
Thank you.
معناها سياج.
Yes, thank you very much. وقع درس سهل ولا لا؟ Easy. Now let's go to exercise number 3. Read again and write the answers. Mr. Hamad.
الو
Yes.
يس تيتشر كنت احكي لك تيتشر الفنس موجود بماينكرافت سياج معناها.
I know.
Okay. Number 2. Was he the only survivor from the ship? Yes,
Oh,
he was.
excellent. Yes, he was. So number 2, yes, he was. Short answers. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Yes, Abdullah Kur.
أستاذ في build وديسايد.
Okay. Abdullah Kur, and الآن question 3.
هذول أفعال يا أستاذ صح؟
Yes, verbs. Abdullah Kur سامعين؟ Abdullah Kur, and الآن exercise 3. Okay. يلا يا طارق. Number 3 now.
Yes, teacher. Number 3. Did he take some tools from the ship? Yes, he is.
سؤال بلش بديت، شو راح يكون
Did
جوابك؟
it.
Excellent. Yes.
Did.
Yes, he did. Thank you very much. Thank you. Ahmed Faris Atwe, can you hear me?
Yes, teacher.
Now let's move to number 4.
Did he keep his food in the tent? No, he didn't.
Yes. The cave at the back of my tent was a good place to keep my food. So he keeps the food in the tent, in the cave, not in the tent. So did he keep his food in his tent? No.
No, he didn't.
Yes, no, he didn't. So he keeps his food in the cave. هي موجودة in line number 16, line number 15 and 16. Thank
Yes,
you.
teacher. Welcome.
Samara, can you hear me?
Yes, teacher, I can hear you.
Okay, we are on number 5 now.
Number 5.
Yes, question 5.
Okay. Was he worried about wild animal?
Animals. Was he worried about wild animals?
No. No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Yes, he was.
teacher عايز أجاوب number 6.
Yes, please.
Did he make his fence
From stones.
from stones? Yes, he is.
So
Did
did
Yes,
did
he
So did he make his fence from stones? If from a wall, so you can find the answer in line number 21. So I cut down young trees and put them in the ground, a half circle in front of my tent. My fence was strong as a stone wall. So he built using trees. Did he make his fence from stone? No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Why? Because he used trees.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Revise me with answers, ya Hakam.
Yes, teacher, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Number 2, yes, he was.
Okay. Number 3.
Yes, he did.
So number 3, yes, he did. Number 4.
No, he didn't.
Number 5.
Yes, he was.
Excellent. And the last one.
No, he didn't.
Thank you very much. Now let's go to this page, page 89. Find the words in the story and write. We have only 10 minutes. Find the word in the story. طبعا انت زي ما انت شايف we have storm, survivor, supplies, shelter, sales, fence, cut down, wall. لا number 1. هذا تمرين كثير رائع. حط عليه مهم. There is a wall around our house. طبعا كل طلاب السادس عارفين الفوكابس ولا لا؟
Yes.
اخذناهم اوكي يلا يا حكم نمبر 2 بليز.
Number 2, my dad cut down the tree because it was too big.
So my dad
Cut down.
cuts down the trees or the tree because it was too big.
قطع.
Yes, my dad cut down directly. My dad cut down the tree because it was too big. إذا cut down هي جنبه هون. هي شايفها بالأزرق هي معلم عليها شفتوها؟
Yes.
So number 2 cut down. طلاب الصف السادس جاوب number 2 please. So number 2 cut down. Now let's move to number 3. Thank you يا حكم. Appreciate that. Thank you. عبد الله أشرف can you hear me? عبد الله أشرف you there? No? Zenas?
Yes, teacher. Yes, teacher.
Yes, number 3 now.
Number 3. We had plenty of lots of food, good loot. أستاذ
طبعا هي عندك الكيورد هنا food and good tools and we have
supplies.
yes excellent supplies. So we had plenty of supplies, lots of food and good tools. So number 3 supplies هي معلم عليها الآن. Write it on number 3. Thank you very much. Thank you. So when the boat sank, there was only one. Everyone else died. Everyone else. So what do you think the answer? Yes, please.
أستاذ.
Abdullah Ashraf?
Yes, yes.
So number 4 now, please.
When the boat
Boat.
snack, there was only one
everyone else died. الجميع مات. إذا راح يكون عندك واحد ناجي منهم. As you can see it.
Yes, teacher.
Oh
Yes,
yes,
teacher.
it's number for survivor. So when the boat sank, there was only one survivor. Everyone else died.
تيتشر أنا
Yes.
كنت أسألك كنت على الامتحان زي ما أنت حددت لنا إياه ولا بدك تغير لنا فيه؟
نفس اللي حددت لك اياه. راح تجيك ورقة خاصة فيه على المجموعة.
شكرا أستاذ.
راح تكون في حصة مخصصة للامتحان.
ان شاء الله. يس. اذا
تيجي
ما
أجاوب.
انا على كل حال على الحالتين يعني راح ابعث لك ورك شيت مختصة بالاكزام 1. Now let's move to number 5.
تيجي أنا.
Yes, please.
There was a terrible fog with a strong wind and rain. Teacher, storm.
Excellent. We have winds and rain, and we have storm. I have storm. So number 5, storm. As you can see, write storm on number 5. Okay. Now let's move to number 6. يلا يا طارق.
Yes, teacher. 6. We put up the sails on the boat.
Excellent. We put up. رفعنا هون. وضعنا ورفعنا. We put up the sails on the boat. We have sails. We made a فراغ from leaves and sticks. Leaves and sticks من العصي وأوراق الشجر. What they made from leaves and sticks? عبد الله العكور زي ما انت شايف. number 7. Number 7 we made. عفوا number 6 sails. هيها إذا number 6 sails. Number 6 sails. Now we are moving to number 7. We made. شوف باقي الطلاب هون. أحمد المومني, can you hear me? Ahmed Bailey, can you hear me?
أستاذ.
Number 7, please.
We made a shelter from leaves and sticks.
Excellent. We made a shelter from leaves and sticks. So number 7 shelter. يا طلاب الصف السادس. I highlight the answer. It's a shelter of number 7. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. بس براء number 8.
يلا teacher. We have a little white fence around our garden.
Excellent. So number 8 fence. We have a little white fence around our garden. Number 8 fence. كتبت الإجابات كلهم يا براء؟ محمد فارس عطوة, you hear me?
Yes, teacher.
Number 8 شو عندك؟
We have a little white around our garden.
معلم عليها fence, شايفها؟
Yes, teacher.
It's fence.
Okay, fence.
Thank you.
Welcome.